Hey, Dan Meyer here, and today we're going to talk about the 5 tips, for managing virtual assistants. Just 5 tips that I came across that I think are important. And they're things that I've learned, I talk about all the time, that I talk about with my new clients, what I remind my existing clients, which I remind my VAs, which are really the mantras that have made me as successful as I am today. I mean, my story is pretty simple. I started in corporate America, left that after 15 years, set up my first business. My first business was a beautiful disaster because I was trying to do it all myself. It just didn't work. Eventually, I realized that to grow my business, when I launched my second business, I needed help. So I hired a couple of virtual assistants, and here we are 10 years later with me having a business that is basically supplying virtual assistants to all kinds of other businesses, small business owners, entrepreneurs, speakers, coaches, authors, even bigger businesses, medium-sized businesses. We can basically do anything that you need done from a computer. I have a VA that can do that for you. And these are the things that got me to where I'm at, get my clients to where they're at, and help them go to where they're going and can help you. And the 5 things are: make sure that you front load your time with the VA. I'll explain this more in a minute, but that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is stay on the same page. Make sure that you're always, in sync. Number 3 is vertical before horizontal. This is the most important one that I talk about all the time. Is for success with virtual staffing, you have to let the VA master the vertical before horizontal. Meaning, let them learn one thing really well. Think about that. Let them learn one thing really well. You're probably hiring a VA because you have 100 things and you want to offload half of them as soon as you can. And if you do that and you give them this whole horizontal landscape of things to do, they're going to not get any of them done very well. They're going to struggle to learn all of them at once, and it's going to be a very bad experience. So that's vertical before you go horizontal. Follow the data, use tracking, use social media data tools. I'll talk about these in a minute, but basically you want to make sure you're measuring your success by having metrics that you can tie back your investment to, your return on investment. If you're paying someone to do something, how do you measure that? If you hire somebody to do something for you and you have no idea how you're going to measure whether they're successful or not, it's going to fail, right? What's the old saying? If it gets measured, it gets done, or something like that, right? It matters if it's measured because then you can tell it matters. The last of the 5 tips: stay organized, right? A VA should help you stay organized, because if you're like me, if you're an entrepreneur, a small business owner, someone who's out there trying to always be the face of the business, I get disorganized. Even though I'm a very detail-oriented, organized person, I get disorganized. I just have so many things going. So I need to be able to have a VA kind of help manage some of the things on the back end to keep me focus. So these are the 5 tips, right? And really, these are what made me successful. This is what allowed me to set up my business. And I have several businesses. This virtual staffing one is just one. I also do corporate training. I've also written a couple books. I also do a lot of public speaking. But virtual staffing, really, you want to think about how to make the training as easy as possible for your VA. Using video sharing tools. Doing Zoom calls where you can be side by side and look at things together on a screen is probably the best way, but you want to keep that communication going. You want to get on the same page. You want to make sure that you're constantly interacting. Now, when you first work with a VA, when you first onboard them, plan on front loading your time. Your goal is to eventually, within a couple weeks to a month, have the VA running almost autonomously. Because what they're going to be doing is just doing things that you give them to do and not need a lot of interaction from you. Maybe a couple quick chats once in a while to clarify things. Maybe a weekly or bi-weekly check-in where you guys do a video call together. But if you spend a couple hours the first week, in that first week, and then an hour or so the next week with the VA, by the 3rd or 4th week, they should be pretty much running independently. But if you don't do that, if you spend 10 minutes giving a VA this big list of stuff to do, and then you expect them to go out and make magic, it's gonna fail. So front load your time. And then when you set up meetings with your VAs, make sure they're in your morning or their morning, one of the two. So think about what's more important to you. Are you a morning person who likes to get up and have your day planned for you? Or are you a morning person who likes to get up and plan your day? This is really different, right? Because if you're the kind of person who wants to get up and plan your day and then give your VA a bunch of tasks to do, then they should be a night person, right? So they're working while you're working opposite of you. And then vice versa, if you're a night person and you get most of your stuff done at night, then you finish all your stuff up, and then it leaves you at the end of the day a need to be able to delegate some things that you couldn't get to finish things, to take things to the next level, then hire a VA like that. So think about, when do you plan your day, and when do you get stuff done, and what happens to you at the end of your day. The VA should compliment you when you do that, right? So you want to find someone who probably works opposite of you as far as time, so they can get a bunch of stuff done when you're sleeping or when you're being productive yourself. Again, there's no right or wrong here, but think this one through. The next one is, again, I mentioned this before, the whole idea of going vertical before horizontal. Every VA's got skills in certain areas. Nobody's a master of everything. So you want to give the VA stuff they can learn and be successful in. So if you're hiring a VA to do like 3 things: to make videos for you, to manage your email, and to do social media posting. And the VA you hire is really rock solid good in social media posting, but they've never made videos before, and they've only managed a simple couple email things. And you want them to make 3 videos and manage your MailChimp and get out there and post on social media 3 times a week. Have them do the 3 times a week first on social media. Master that. Work in the email over time. Do the videos once they master the email and the social media. Don't expect all 3 the first week. It's gonna lead to frustration for both of you. The next thing is really, tracking your measurements. I have a lot of videos I recorded. There's 2 of them that I'll mention. If you are using WordPress for your website and you want to understand web traffic on your website, WordPress has free insights. If you're using Facebook and you have a Facebook business page, Facebook has free insights, free data analytics tools. And pretty much everything does. Instagram and YouTube and LinkedIn, they all do. But you should look at these just enough to know that where you're at now, and when you hire your VA, where you are a week from now, a month from now. And is it meeting expectations? And talking about that with the VA to make sure you're working together towards meeting metrics. Do you want to increase number of page views, number of clicks, number of engagement, number of signups, number of sales, whatever you want to increase? You can measure that using these free built-in tools to pretty much every type of social media and e-commerce platform. So talk about them in your VA, figure out who's going to manage them, have the VA actually do a weekly report or at least a monthly report kind of summarizing how you went from where you were at when you started to where you're at now, so you get a sense of accomplishment, so you can measure your successes. It's super important. And the last one really is to use some kind of project management tool to stay organized. Your VA should be using Trello or Asana or Monday. There's a dozen different other project management tools out there, but the bottom line is you want your VA to build a repository for you, a place for you to go to find documents, to look at dates, to understand progress. So you can kind of like go, okay, that's good. Ooh, let's work on this tomorrow. Or that's good, that's not working so well. Can we spend more time on this? You want to be able to manage their time by understanding how they're managing their time, right? So you want to manage their time by understanding how they're managing your time. Think about that. You want to make sure that you're understanding how to set clear expectations, that they know how to deliver, and you're constantly being able to communicate and update. You're not looking over their shoulder, you're just making sure that they're able to stay on track the way you want them to. Because at the end of the day, virtual staffing only works. You're only going to be successful managing your VA if the VA is doing what you want them to do the way you would do it. Otherwise, it's going to get frustrating. It's not going to work out. So using a project management system is a great way to do that. So that's my tips for today, right? It's 5 simple tips on what you could do to manage your VA better. If you're still looking for a VA, go to sonicva.com. We can help you do things like manage LinkedIn accounts, set media bookings, promote books, build YouTube channels for you, edit videos, do your social media. We can do marketing materials. We can do email campaigns. We can do data entry, appointment setting, market research, you name it. Anything done from a computer, we can do for you. Right? So that's what Sonic VA does. So go ahead and drop a comment below or go to our website, sonicva.com, to find out what we can do for you. Just send us a simple message saying, I think I want to have somebody help me do social media, or I need help with my email management, or I don't know how to build a YouTube channel. Whatever it is, just tell us. We'll have a conversation. We'll figure out how to get the right VA for you, the one that can learn your voice, the one that can work in your business, that duplicates what you do, multiplies what you do, adds things that you can't do, and then you're gonna be successful. This has worked for, I have over 30 clients that I have added this year. This year alone, I've added 30 clients, and they're all rocking and rolling with VAs. And all of them do something a little bit different. Every business is different, so tell us what you need. I'll chat with you, we'll figure out how to get you the right VA, and you'll be off and running. So that's 5 tips to manage your VA. So hope it helped. Thank you for your time, and I encourage you to go out there and have a wonderful day.